The telephony module in Bitrix24 has come to maturity. You are now able to set up incoming calls, outgoing calls, route calls internally. The main things you need to know are that you can add the money that you put into your telephony account is independent of any tariff that you're paying Bitrix24. If you're on the standard or professional plan, that's independent of telephony. Telephony can work with the free plan, so you could be paying for your telephony services but getting the Bitrix24 for free. As you know, we allow up to 12 users for free. And you can also connect your own PBX, be it a virtual PBX or hardware in your office, to Bitrix24. That is another paid service. We'll take a look at that. A quick note about events coming up this spring. We will be adding local support in about 40 new countries. Local support meaning you will be able to get a number of that country. Right now we support a smaller number of countries. If you're in North America, of course, it's not a problem. Russia is not a problem. United Kingdom. And then this, of course, I have an asterisk here because this is not truly telephony. Okay. However, we will have screen sharing via the Bitrix24 internal messenger. I will show you where that is because, of course, the internal messenger is plays into telephony as well. That's where the telephony interface is. But we will have screen sharing, and that I'm very excited about that. I think that is a very important thing for Bitrix. A lot of people have asked about it over the last year, and I think it's a major step forward. So starting up, in Bitrix24, you have an interface that looks like this. We'll get a better look at that. This is where you manage your calls, and we have a slide here of what it looks like when a call is coming in. Okay, so here the call has not yet been received, and I can see the incoming number. I can see the number on which I have received the call, meaning that you can rent multiple numbers, and the number that has been called will show up, so your operator will indeed know what number has been called. The system has recognized this number as belonging to a contact in the CRM. It has identified the responsible person. The call has been routed to that person. And right from here, there are buttons to pull up that contact's activities, the deals that are associated with that contact, or the invoices that are associated with that contact. I can place a comment on the call, okay, and of course the call can be recorded, and of course an activity will be created on that contact when the call is over. So you will have a record of the call, and depending on your settings and depending on the legality of this, you might have a recording of that call. So here, of course, I can choose to answer it or not. Now, of course, if you do rent a number, it costs $25 per month, and you have as many incoming lines as you need. As long as you don't run out of people, you can keep on answering phone calls live, however much you need. Internal extension numbers for employees, we will look at that in the system itself. rerouting, notifications, call recording, history of incoming, outgoing, and missed calls, and then statistics. Here we have the call, that same call. Yeah, let's go ahead. So here the call is not accepted. Here the call has been accepted. Okay, and this, as you can see, this has actually come up in my desktop app. I have the desktop app launched, and it came up to me in my desktop app, and this is the desktop app supports the internal messenger as well as the telephony. Now, one thing that's important to mention about the desktop app is that if you use Internet Explorer as your browser by policy or whatever, Internet Explorer does not support the technology that the WebRTC technology that is needed for much of what happens in the messenger. And so the desktop app can be used to replace that because it does support that. Okay, so inside the system, there is a page for setting, for the settings. We'll take a look at that actually inside there. And as I mentioned, you can set up your own PBX. I believe, I'm sorry about that. I believe this is $49 per month. I think we have moved that price. Please contact us for that. Okay, so let's take a look now at a demonstration instance of Bitrix24. So from here, the first thing I see is, this little mini panel. This is where the web messenger, the internal messenger, is located. Now, before we actually get to the telephony part, I'd like to show you the instant messenger. Okay, so this looks very much like what the slide of the desktop app looked like. It's basically the same interface. Here I've pulled up. Well, here's my contact list. Okay, and here are recent contacts. And I can see that there's one person online. I can actually pull that person up, and I can make an internal call. Okay, so this is not true telephony. This is just a call inside the company to, to that person. Okay, and now if I do that, here is that person receiving this call. Okay, I'm not going to answer it because there'll be a lot of feedback if I do. I'll go ahead and hang up there. Okay, and I get a message that he has canceled the call. Okay, but that actually very much looks like, the telephony basically looks like that. You get an interface here with the inside the messenger, and you handle the call from there. That, what I just showed you, is where the screen sharing is going to show up as well. Okay, so if you noticed, you might not have, I did not mention this, but the, here, where are we? Here we are. This person is an extranet user. Okay, you can see extranet right there, and you can also see, actually, it's probably worth expanding this and letting you see extranet users don't get to see very much over here. Okay, you really only see their group and themselves. Okay, and over here, these are just going to be people in the group, not all the employees. So if he's a client, that's going to mean that I can pull him into, I can put him into an extranet group, and I can screen share with him from inside the extranet group that easily. No additional software needed. All right. Straight up telephony is just available here. If you have money in your account, you can put a number in there. You do need to use the, an international, if you're calling England or something, you need to use an international format. And there it is, just right there. And then telephony is well integrated in the CRM. In your CRM, if you have a contact with the phone number, you see that the phone number shows up there. I can just click on that, place that call, and I'm calling. Okay. Now, the first time that you actually make a call, it's going to ask your permission to use the microphone, etc. So you want to allow that. Okay. You only have to do that once, and then the call will start going. Any call made like that, of course, is logged as an activity in your CRM in the appropriate contact or lead. All right. So now let's go down to the actual telephony section. First thing we can look at is the balance and statistics. Pretty simple here. Shows how much money you have in your account. This is a unified telephony account. So paid calls, your monthly subscription for renting a phone number, or the monthly payment for having the connection, the PBX connection, a SIP connection, for those of you who know that term. All of that comes from here, and again, I stress that this is completely separate from payments for your Bitrix24 plan. As you can see here on the SIP connector, you get 60 free minutes to test the equipment. You just set it up and test the equipment, and here I'll go ahead and click this button so that you see what it looks like. You come into here, and there are instructions here. You do need to have incoming calls configured before you purchase the module for outgoing calls. This is we highly recommend getting a specialist to hook this up, whether you are using a cloud-hosted or an Office PBX. There is some information in the training course, but that is something that is not. It's something that, well, we recommend having a specialist, a local specialist, help you with that. Okay, so now let's get that's the most complicated option. Here is the least complicated. So if you just put money in your account, like I have money in my account, you can make phone calls just like that. We highly recommend that you put in a phone number. Okay, so if you got a phone number of some sort, you can put that in, click confirm, a robot call will come to that number, and a code will be given, and then you put that code in, and that will that number will then show up as the outgoing number when you make calls, so that if you don't catch someone, they'll see your business number on the call. So that would be only for outgoing calls. Okay, so stressing that, outgoing calls. And then, if you're making an outgoing call, it can still check the CRM, meaning that it will append the phone conversation, that there was a phone conversation at a given time with a given person, and the recording as such. if depending on this next setting, to that record. Okay, and then also save a recording of all conversations. Okay, this is the legality of this is something that you need to check on. All right, now if you rent a phone number from Bitrix24, okay, so you'll be paying $25 per month for that. This is how to set up a virtual PBX for your company in 5 minutes. Okay, you create a Bitrix24 instance for yourself. You invite your colleagues into it. You come under telephone settings. You hit connect. Okay, you rent a number. If you rent a number, you choose the country. Okay, choose the type of number, local or toll-free. Okay, and then you start choosing where you want to be. Okay, where would you like to be? Wyoming, sure. Okay, and then you choose what city. Okay, Laramie is good. Okay. Okay. You don't get any out there. You will be assigned a number for this region. Okay. For some regions, there will be a list and you can choose. Okay. And then you hit rent. And as long as you have money in your account, the number is yours. Okay. Now, as you can see, I've already got one number set up here. So let's go to the configuration page for the number. This is where we're going to put in all of the call handling options. So the first thing you see is an extension number processing, meaning that the call will be automatically answered. There'll be some kind of message saying, if you know your party's extension, you may dial it now. Extensions are assigned to users right here. You know what? Let's go ahead and look at that right now because it's very simple. It really could not possibly be more simple. Configure telephone numbers. Note that this is available only to administrators of Bitrix24. Your regular users are not going to see this. We have a list of all of these people in the portal. You hit edit. You put in a different number, you hit enter or save, and you're done. Okay, so if you want, okay, suppose I don't want to be 411 anymore. I want to be, 512. Okay. Okay, so now I'm 512. Okay, meaning that once the call comes in, there's a automatic message, somebody dials 512, it comes to me. All right, so going back to the phone number settings. The next option, okay, so then if somebody does not answer, it can be forwarded to the queue down here, okay, or it can be transferred. If you choose that, then it'll be transferred up the upstream on the company structure. Check for number in all CRM records. Okay, so an incoming number from a lead or a contact. Oh, here's a question. To confirm, this is set up for telephony inside Bitrix24, not set up for your own PBX integration, correct? Yes, that is correct. This is if you rent a number from Bitrix24. So in this, if you have this marked, okay, then it will check. Yeah, we'll look at PBX integration again. It's not as I can't show you as much on PBX integration because I don't have that as a demo, but we can look at that. If the responsible sales associate does not answer, and then we have these options. Okay, transfer call to a manager. Oh, I think that, okay. That's, yeah, so all right, so there's moving upstream on the activity on the company structure. And if the number is not found in the CRM, then offer to create a new record in the call window, meaning when the pop-up comes up, you will you'll give the operator an option to create a new lead, or just automatically create a new lead. Okay. Now the queue, okay, is where unclaimed calls will go. You could put as many people here as you want, and the first call will come to Danny White. Danny White talks on the phone. If he's still talking on the phone, or if he has already finished, it does not matter. The next call will come here. Okay, and so the front of the line will move. Each of these people will be first in line at whatever time. Okay, so it's not like you're going to overload the people who are at the front of the line. Everybody will everybody will come to the top of the duty roster, so to say, and it will be their turn to do whatever, their turn to answer. Okay, number of rings before transfer, that's pretty straightforward. Do not transfer calls to users who have not started their workday or on break. Okay, so that is something that is available in the Pro plan. If you have the Pro plan, you can clock in and start your workday. It is not available in the free. It is not available in the standard. If you have the free version under subscription, there is a 30-day trial of the Pro plan. Missed calls, voicemail, transfer to a different number, okay, or end the call. Voicemail is obviously the default option there. And then this, saving the recording of all calls. We've already talked about that. Now, time settings, you can set working hours for all of for all of your days here. So days off, you can hold the control button down and do that, and then put in holidays if you have holidays, right? And then the off hours recording message. Right? So here you have the various files for handling the call automatically. So when somebody comes in, the default message, well, I think you'll be able to hear it.
Thank you for your call. If you know the extension of the party you wish to call, please dial it now.
Okay, so you'll probably want to upload something of your own, just to have something a little bit more original, make people think that you are thinking of them. So you have greeting, wait music, hold music, voicemail. So that is the main functionality of the telephony. A question came in: Can you set different hours on different days? Unfortunately, no, you can't. So again, to summarize, you can rent a phone number from Bitrix24 directly through your Bitrix24 instance, simply coming into the balance and statistics page, hitting add credit. Any number of calls can be supported by that number, and then you will be able to distribute those calls among your employees or sales agents, or whoever it is that you have calls coming into. Record the calls, handle the calls there is integration with the CRM, and then you will have the calls recorded in the CRM, the log of the calls, the conversations themselves, and then of course the automatic assignment in the queue for calls that are not claimed by someone. So coming back here, once again, there are three options. You can use just an outgoing number. You can rent a number so that you have incoming and outgoing, or you can rent a SIP connection, in which case you would be using either a virtual connection or hardware. Okay, so here are the instructions for that. Right now, and this is something that is not going to affect a lot of you. I would certainly be willing to say that less than 10% of you are looking at this, and it is, as I said before, something that's complicated enough. We greatly encourage you to have a specialist help you set that up. You do get 1 hour of free time to get the thing configured. Okay, so I'm going to end that section of the webinar.